Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to cover a story titled, I'm wanting to call off my wedding because my fiancé is a control freak. And a shout out to Joseph for sending me this story. And guys, this story is about a guy who makes the colossal mistake of getting involved with a woman, getting engaged to a woman after a very short period of time. And to make matters worse, guess what? Guess what she is? She's a single MOM of not one, not two, but 3 kids. You heard that right. That's a lot for a guy to take on. But, for whatever reason, he thinks that's a good idea. However, our guy quickly learns this isn't the best idea and discovers her true colors. And fortunately, you're going to see how this guy handles things in an amusing way. So I'll be going to go over here, guys, as a reminder. Don't get engaged to a gal you barely know, let alone a single woman with 3 kids who is a control freak nut job. Just some free advice. So it starts off here. He says here, background here. I'm 32. She's 34. We're Catholic. She has 3 kids from a previous marriage. Smack! Are you nuts? We were dating for about 8 months and then decided to get engaged because things were going well. Smack, smack, smack. 8 months? Is this the only time you're ever going to get in your life and you have to get engaged to her and put a ring on her finger to get some? Are you freaking crazy? And with 3 kids, you couldn't do better than that? Come on here. I felt like she was my person. She felt the same. I did great with the kids, and we were both only getting older. Dude, you're not that old. You're 32. Only getting older. You shitting me? This was 200 years ago, where the average life expectancy could have been like, in your 40s. Okay, you're getting older. But 32, your prime's just begun. You could live to be 102. We were supposed to get married in December, but I don't want to anymore. I moved in about a month ago to save money in the name of trying to pay off as much debt before the wedding so we can buy a house together soon. Hear that? He said I moved in. In other words, he went to her turf. Smack! Well, guess what? Guess who? It's her turf. In her mind, she's in charge. This is when everything changed. What? She changed when you moved in with her and you put a ring on her finger? Imagine that. I feel for the worse. She instantly wanted a joint bank account. I didn't want to because it felt like I turned into a control situation, and it has. When I told her I didn't want to, she said, well, maybe we shouldn't get married. There you go. Now we know why she's with and rushing the marriage, rushing the engagement after 8 months. Big surprise, she wants someone to help pay for her and the kids. And wants a joint bank account. Never do that, guys. You have your bank account that your check goes into or your business profits. She has hers. That's it. And maybe you have a joint account that some money goes in that you both contribute to pay the bills. Beyond that, don't let her ever have access to your money. Know what you have. Same thing goes with brokerage accounts. Don't make her someone on your credit card, that type of thing. Terrible idea. And you'll see. She controls every bit of the money and everything else down to what I eat. Smack. Where's your fucking spine? Where is your balls? You're allowing this? Really? The hell's the matter with you? I have to ask to spend $4 on medicine when I'm fighting a sinus infection. We aren't hurting for money. I make $75,000 a year after taxes. But the backstory of my health is I've had a colitis since I was 20. Had my colon removed when I was 25. I literally have to eat more than I used to because I don't absorb everything like a normal person. She gets mad at how much I eat. I have to sneak food at work. I've tried to explain to her, and so has her mom, but she doesn't get it. It's still. She tells me I have to work at least 70 hours a week, Monday through Friday, and what I can on Saturday when we don't have the kids, so we have extra money. She's telling you have to work 70 hours a week, Monday through Friday, and then extra on Saturday to bring in more money. Gee, is it sinking in the real reason that she's rushed an engagement with you? Have you figured that out yet, dude? Run, Forrest, run. What the hell's the matter with you? I don't spend money on anything. Yeah, you do. On her kids. I use my personal money, so I have the amount of food I need. This was a fight to get what food I do have for work. You have to fight the bitch for food? Where's all your money going to? Her kids. There's a point, guys, that in my view, if guys are that stupid, they get what they deserve. Really. But don't worry, our guy will finally wake up. Proper nutrition and rest, which I want to sleep in, I get fussed, are super important due to my health. I mistakenly take something that was for the kids, and I get in big trouble. You get in big trouble? Is she your fucking mom? Does she give you a spanking? Well, maybe you'd like that. I don't know. Even if it was just cost $1, or even if I don't take some leftovers to work that I try to leave for others, so I'm not greedy. I get blamed for wasting food, even though she didn't tell me to not take it, and has yelled at me for taking too much. So damned if I do, damned if I don't. Right? Newsflash: she has no respect for you. You're a weak ass bitch. That's how you're behaving. Remember, women don't respect weak men. And there are women out there that will not just not respect them, but they'll stay with them for resources, but then they'll punish you. What do you think's going on here? I bet you the guy that gave her 3 kids probably, laid down the law with her at least. She shows little to no affection. So you're not getting laid? What is in this for you? What are you getting out of this? I work 12 hours on my short days, around 15 my long days. I only have 1 or 2 short days a week. I like to feel wanted and desired when I come home, but I feel nothing. I don't even get a hug or a kiss or any kind of excitement when I get home from a long day. Some of the long days mean I don't see her for 2 to 3 days at a time. Well, isn't that a good thing? There's no sort of excitement, just what more can I do around the house? Bro, this guy has to have somebody in his life, a friend, a brother, a mom, and somebody telling him, dude, she's terrible. What the hell's the matter with you? Hell, I even got in trouble for sitting down for 10 minutes when I got home one day because I need to use my time better, she said. I take care of everything around the house, such as yard work, home repairs, doing everything else when no one feels like it. Heaven forbid me if I forget to do one little thing after a long day. I'm going to address a question we're all thinking here. What the hell does she do? Does she work? Does she cook? Does she clean? Does she vacuum? Does she take out the garbage? Anything? Really? Getting help from the kids is a chore. I'm feeling used and much like I'm just here to give money. Do as much as I can, and if I bring something up, it gets turned back on me. Because you allow it. You allowed yourself in this situation. Nobody forced you to be involved with her. Am I crazy for not wanting to go through with this? Are you really asking that fucking question, numbnuts? We've already had a talk about how I can't live like this, and it was good for a couple days, and then back to the regularly scheduled program. So I don't feel like anything will ever change, ever. When we had the talk, she straightened up a bit, but over the next few days, she made jokes about what I brought up, so I feel like it meant nothing to her at all. I don't know what to do. Smack! Yes, you know what to do. You fucking take your head out of your ass and wake up to reality. You're being used, nothing more. That's what these types do. This is an extreme case here. But since you have such low self-esteem, low self-worth, because nobody with any self-worth would get themselves into a situation like this is what happens. Now, the updates, where our guy finally pulls his head out of his rear end. We had an additional talk, and some of y'all stated that she will say what I want to hear, and then it goes back to the same old crap. And you were 100% right. I've been playing the game and seeing her responses on things. She flips her responses to seemingly be different than they were when really she's just saying the same thing. For example, I explained that I was still hungry after dinner, and she said word for word, I think you should just focus on not being hungry, then you won't want to eat. Okay. So I just grabbed a water and went about my business. This is when you say, bitch, I'm going to eat more fucking chicken or more meatloaf. In fact, bitch, you can get up and bring it over to me. Right after we had the discussion about my own body and condition. Anyway, I got a plan together. I won't be able to enact this plan until Friday next week. The car we got is both in our names, but I'm the only one on the loan as a co-signer. Smack! Of course you're the one on the loan. So I'm getting a rental because I can afford it when some psycho is controlling my money. And I'm loading everything I can in there and heading out of town while she's at work. I'll be going to my parents in the next state over. Good, and stay with them. So notice he got a car for her, both their names on it, but he's on the loan. And if he takes the car away, she could say it's stolen. So obviously he's getting a rental car for his great escape. She won't be able to find me, which is good. Dude, I'm sure she knows where your parents live. I'm so getting a new phone and phone number before I head out of town. I've got my direct deposit changed, new bank account, and while I'm at work, I'm calling to get her off my credit card and everything. Good. You shouldn't have had her on them in the first place. Remember, he's engaged to her, and he's not married to her. I'm waiting for the payment to post to the card from our joint account. It will sometime next week, so I'm not stuck with the balance that's on there now. I'm also pulling what money is rightfully mine out of the account before I leave and taking my name off it as soon as possible. Good, dude. There's a significant amount of money in there. I'm cutting my losses on what I've already paid towards the wedding and everything else. I don't want that money to taint my new memory. I'm expecting her to freak the hell out and blow up my phone, but I don't care. Just getting my plan together has been so liberating. Okay, man, you've been acting like the biggest dipshit probably I've heard in a long time, but okay, you're redeeming yourself here. On the way to my parents, I'm meeting a really good friend of mine who's been here through this whole process for lunch. Then on to my parents. I haven't even told my parents yet, so they don't know. I gotta wonder if his parents even know what's going on here. If I was his dad, I'd be smacking him upside the head so many times. I got all these crazy ideas and things I want to do and will finally be able to do once I'm out. And it feels damn good. Dipshit, you can do whatever you want to do at any time. You just allowed yourself to be bossed around. I can't wait. I don't know if I'm more anxious to get back to who I was or more anxious about her reaction. Either way, I don't care. I have to go. Goddamn right you gotta go. Now his next update here. He says, a few of you guys asked for updates, so here it goes. All good news. I'm out and I'm free and I feel great. Good. He's probably like Andy Dufresne in the Shawshank Redemption when Andy crawled out of the sewer and he had his hands up in the air and he was, that scene there. This guy's Andy Dufresne. Okay, dude, that's great. You're free. Now, don't make the same mistake again. You need to be alone for a while and ask yourself and dig down, maybe with a therapist's help, why you put yourself in this situation to begin with. Why you let yourself be bossed around, controlled. Was that in your pea brain, the idea of love? Get the fuck out of here. So he's free. He said, I left early in the morning with as much stuff as I could. I went to the next town over and sat in the parking lot waiting for the rental place to open so she wouldn't have a chance of browsing around town before work and find me. Before I got to the rental, I got all my money out as well. After getting the rental, I went back to the house to get more stuff. She had, I guess, gotten the hint and locked me out of the house. But I got all my important, expensive stuff out that was good. I went back to the bank and got a printout of all the transactions from the joint account, and I was immediately pissed off. I had to ask for medicine, but there were so many Amazon charges for going out to eat, transfers of money to different accounts and everything. In other words, when he wanted to spend $4 on freaking, medicine, she'd yell at him. But she was spending all this money on Amazon and takeout and transferring money around. Shocker. I noticed he said that she was back home. So obviously she doesn't have a job. Why the fuck were you with her anyway? But she was spending money on everything, but I had asked for $4 to spend on medicine for a sinus infection. It looks like she was transferring money, so I couldn't track it all. Yeah, she was transferring your money to somebody. She's probably paying some chatter tyrone that she's sleeping with. I gave the printout to my friend so she can get me a spreadsheet together to track everything easier. While driving down to my parents' house, 4 hours from where I live, I was able to get all my passwords to every account reset and removed her as an authorized user on everything. Also, before leaving, I got a new account, debit card, and switched all that over. Well, he mentions in the comment section later on that the payments for the car came out of that joint account that she was on. So now she's on the hook for it, and she has the car. But regardless, you need to deal with that situation better if your name is on that thing for the loan. After meeting my parents, I went to an old friend's house, someone I've known for 10 years, but I hadn't seen in 2, and her mom made me a hell of a meal fit for a king. We later went axe throwing and had a really good time. I spent the night there, and her mom made me a really good breakfast. Her family is such a good family, and they consider me a son, so they were happy to have me over. Her mom asked if they needed a key to the house. Ha. Well, good. Be around people that love you and care about you. Even though you should be around people that should have been smacking you upside the head for being with this woman. Every guy out there needs someone like me in their lives to tell them what's what. I mean, this is just ridiculous. God damn, you hear that? Fucking FedEx driver that's going to hit the car. This morning, I drove back to my parents' house and went to a flea market, and I was able to spend my money on whatever I wanted, and it felt so good. Yes, it does feel good, but you gave her that power, dumbass. This is the life I want to live, not a life constrained by a crazy person. I feel great, and I'm doing great. Leading up to leaving, I was getting quite anxious about it all and having trouble sleeping. I'd have a hard time sleeping too. You know, you're practically married to Kathy Bates in Misery. I'm surprised she didn't, like, smash your ankles or something. He says, hell, I saw my ex on Monday, and some Tuesday, but because of my schedule. I didn't see her for 3 days. No, I don't miss you. No, nothing. Just messages asking me to do things. Also, on the way down, she didn't try to contact me at all. I left Messenger open and will until everything is buttoned up, but everyone else is blocked on everything. She did try to contact my parents, but they didn't answer, thankfully. Hey, even if they answer, they can say, fuck you. I got quite the road ahead of me to get where I want to be, but it'll be an easier road to travel than what I'm doing now. I've already contacted a flight school and will be enrolling to get my private pilot's license in the next few months, and I can't wait. It's been a huge dream of mine since I was a little kid. Well, that's cool and all, but I wouldn't trust this guy to fly me anywhere. I wouldn't trust this guy with a freaking drone, given his behavior, but okay, hopefully he gets better. This has been the best thing I've ever done for myself and my well-being. Looking forward to seeing where things go, where I can take it. Thank you guys for the sound advice. Only thing I have left to button up is the vehicle that we bought. But I ran out of time. I got a meeting with a lawyer next week to get it taken care of. Much love to y'all. Well, there you go, guys. Holy crap. He finally grew a pair and a brain and got out of that situation. But I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, who would get themselves in a situation like that? As I thought that too. But guys, there are some men out there that think of themselves as so worthless, so little, such pieces of shit. They'll take anything they can get. And guess what? Even crazy women don't respect weak-ass men. And look how she's taking advantage of him. But at the end of the day, he let himself be taken advantage of. He allowed that. But thank God he didn't marry her. Can you imagine if he did? So anyway, guys, don't rush into relationships. Take your time to get to know these people. And he said it wasn't like this until he moved in with her. That's why I spent years getting to know your girl, her family, her whole situation. And let real life happen to see how she responds and reacts, you know? And the final test is moving in with her. Then you see some things as well as, and I always talk about certainty. When a guy puts a ring on a girl's finger, that gives her a lot of certainty. He moves in with her on her turf, that's certainty. And then the true colors come out. Got to do this, guys. Be careful. But anyhow, good for him. He grew a pair and a brain at the end, and I hope he learns from this mistake. If not, I'll be right back with some other chick bossing me around by Tuesday. Alright guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.